it's Micah. Welcome to our Monday reaction series. On Mondays, I am releasing videos where we review the #1 songs of each calendar year on the Billboard Hot 100. Ooh, that was tough to get out this week. We are working our way backwards from the present on Monday, and we started with 2023 several months ago, and now we are up to 1996. The #1 song of 1996 was Macarena by Los Del Rio. This is the Bayside Boys remix. This is the version that was most popular. I don't know if there were different versions on the chart at the same time or if they were merged. The Billboard rules about when you can merge something and when you can't are sometimes murky and difficult to follow. But this is the version that was the most popular and caught on and really caused the song to really skyrocket to an insane level of popularity. If you were around at the time, you know how big of a phenomenon the Macarena was. To this day, most people at least know the outlines of the dance. I never really learned it. I mean, it was so omnipresent that you couldn't help but almost learn the choreography against your will. But I never purposely learned it, and I never went out to the club and danced the Macarena. It just never was really my thing, and it very quickly became a cornball, cheesy type of phenomenon because it was such an over-the-top success as a song, as a phenomenon. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick up anything new from listening to it today, but that's the whole intent. Picking it up after many years of not listening to it and seeing if I can come up with some new observations or thoughts on it. This was just a humongous record at the time. Obviously, more so, even at the time, it was sort of seen as a novelty record. It was even less common for Latin or Spanish language songs to top the charts in the 1990s than it is today. It's become a little more commonplace now, but this was definitely seen as a fluke at the time, from what I remember. But let's look at it. This is Macarena.
I am not trying to seduce you.
When I dance, they call me Macarena, and the boys they say que soy buena. They all want me, they can't have me, so they all come and dance beside me. Move with me, chant with me, and if you're good, I'll take you home with me.
Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena.
Now don't you worry about my boyfriend, the boy whose name is Vitorino. I don't want him, couldn't stand him, he was no good, so I... Now, come on, what was I supposed to do? He was out of town, and his two friends were so fine.
Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena.
I am not trying to seduce you.
Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena. Macarena, Macarena.
Come and find me, my name is Macarena. Always at the party con las chicas que están buenas. Come join me, dance with me, and all you fellas chat along with me.
Bala tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo pa' dar la alegría y cosa buena. Bala tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena, Macarena. Bala tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo es pa' dar la alegría y cosa buena. Bala tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena, Macarena. Bala tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo es pa' dar la alegría y cosa buena. Bala tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena, Macarena. Bala tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo es pa' dar la alegría y cosa buena. Bala tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena, Macarena. Bala tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo es pa' dar la alegría y cosa buena. Bala tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena, Macarena.
That did not age well. Now the original record, which I feel like I remember better than I remember this remix, and I could just be making stuff up because this was, decades ago at this point, and I never really paid too much attention to the song in the first place. But in my memory, all the weird ad-libbing and half-singing and voiceovers from all those women in the song, I either blocked those out or I don't remember them. All I really remember are the parts where Los Del Rio, the two guys, and I'm not sure if it's a whole band or if those two guys are Los Del Rio, or I just don't remember them. Honestly, I was checked out of the whole Macarena phenomenon, so I don't really have much knowledge at all, even though I was very much following music in general at the time. I was just not into that song. But their part is by far the best part of the song. It's a really catchy chorus or refrain, and it has a lot of musical integrity, and I think that part is fine. I do like the additional production flourishes that they used for the remix, and those pieces of it sound very contemporary to 1996 and are not out of place and sound great to make it more compatible with the dance floor, or make it fit in better if you're like doing a DJ set. But the parts with the female vocals, I think, are a total miss. It's almost embarrassing how weird and amateurish those pieces of the remix sound. That being said, the whole philosophy of this channel is to meet music where it is. So why was this remix made in the first place? Very likely this was a tongue-in-cheek, playful, intentionally amateurish, I hope, intentionally amateurish take on the song, and it wasn't necessarily meant to be taken that seriously. That's the way I'm going to choose to explain that part of it away. It's just that this was the version that ended up blowing up, maybe even because of how these disparate elements kind of came together in a really weird stew like this. It's already dissonant enough that this more traditional Latin refrain is being paired up with these contemporary dance floor sounds, but adding in the other pieces with the girls singing and the voiceovers, they just sound ridiculously like Sex Kittenish in a way which is not appealing and not realistic, and just sounds like maybe some DJ's idea of what they think people want to hear girls talking about. I don't know. That part was a total miss for me. I could have really just done with them singing the refrain over and over again, and people doing the dance over and over. So yeah, this is not one of my favorite listens that I've done. So I'm probably just gonna cut this reaction short before I go off on the negative track with this. But obviously this was a song that was a success off of the catchiness of the refrain and the dance that went along with it. This was not a high moment in pop music history. in my opinion. But sometimes these songs are these fluky songs take off and have a life of their own for reasons that go beyond how inherently good the music is on its own. So I'll just leave it at that, and let's go to 1995. Next week we'll be going to 1995, and the #1 song of that year was "Gangsta's Paradise" by Coolio. Join me next week, and we'll look at that one, and I promise you I'll have a little more positive reaction to that record. But if you like this video, even with my probably first ever unqualified thumbs down, you can still like the video and give it a thumbs up if you like. I would appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you feel so inclined, and please make music better.